Well, as I'm putting some stuff away, I just thought I'd do a little video and talking about not losing who we are and the many titles that we carry around throughout life. And the reason I want to talk about it because I was one of those people that was on the verge of just giving up, literally throwing in the towel because I was living through all the titles. The titles were taken away. The titles were taken literally away. Not really literally taken away, but they were taken away. I was holding on the title of, okay, I'm a soldier, I'm a mom, I'm a leader. All these titles were like stuck. Aunt, sister, daughter, all these titles, right? But when the biggest title for me was taken away, and I love what I did in the military. I love the military. I think that is when things started changing. Things started changing for me. I retired out of the military. I said, okay, well, I'm okay. I kept on moving on, kept moving on. That was 2017. When my daughter graduated high school in when that child graduated? 2022. That's when everything just hit. 2022, because now I'm not mom. I'm still mom, but I'm not mom. I can't make her do anything. I don't have that right. I can only, suggest. So maybe I was more or less, I want to be in control. Maybe that's what it was. But when I lost that, I felt like a piece of me just was gone. A piece of me was like gone. And I couldn't understand what I was doing. Literally. I couldn't understand because I felt like, I was like, well, why is this happening? Why can't I figure out or make the decisions about certain things? I couldn't function. Literally couldn't function. That's what, when you're a single parent, I'm gonna tell you, that's some of the things that I don't think nobody really talks about when your children leave home. When your children leave, or when your children come to the adult of being an adult, and you've been that sole person there for all those years and they're gone, it hits a little different. It hits a little different when you're a single parent. It literally does. People can say it don't, but it does. Because what have you been every day fighting for? Fighting for, you making sure this, making sure that. And I will say this, because some of the things that when we're single parents that we don't really think about, what relationships that we let go of because we were so focused, so cloned in on our children, so cloned in on our jobs, so cloned on what relationships did we let go of. And then our health. For me, my children were first. They ate first, then I ate. Because I felt that was my responsibility to make sure that they ate before anything else. There were days I didn't eat. But I kept pushing on because I said, I got to do this for the kids. So as a single parent and their kids are gone and they developing their own life and you sold in them as much as you can, and then that's snatched. How do you feel? How do you feel after that? How do you feel? I know I felt lost. I felt lost, guys. I felt lost. I literally felt lost. But when I got to that point where I said I was done, I didn't want to live anymore, that was the wake-up call for me. That was a wake-up call for me to run and get help. That was my wake-up call. To run and go get help. I needed help. I could not do it alone. I didn't want to do it alone anymore. I wanted to live. And I'm thankful that I got to the point where I wanted to live. But baby, let me tell you something. When I say take time for yourself, if you have children still at home, you need to. Because it's nothing to play with. When they gone, when you may say, I got it together. I said that too. I said, oh, I got it together. I didn't have it together. But I have now. I have my peace right now. I have my identity. Okay? I have my identity. Not my identity that was built into what I was doing and what this person liked and what that person liked. My identity is built within me. I have my voice. Because when our children are gone, you know, the voice, we still the voice and the advocate for our children, but they're adults. Whatever decision they make is their decision. That's, hey, I can't do anything about that. But what I can do is just encourage. What I can do is give my opinion and say, hey, baby, I understand this, but this is my opinion. But I know at the end of the day, you're the decision maker because you have to live with the decision that you make. I can't make the decision. And that's how I started snatching back me. Realizing that, hey, the decisions you make is the decisions you have to make for you. The decisions you make is how you're going to live, how you're going to walk, how you're going to talk. What are you going to get up and do today? It wasn't encompassed around everybody else. No, it was encompassed around me. It's about me. Like if I want to get up and say, hey, I'm going out of town, I can do that. I don't have to sit there and be like, okay, do y'all want to go? Begging and pleading. Well, let me take that back. Because I don't have to beg. I didn't have to beg and plead with my kids. When it's time to roll, they ready to get in the car and go. But now as an adult, they have their own plans. Okay? They have their own plans. So I can't just, and we can't as single parents just go in and be like, well, you could. No. We don't have that right. We don't have that right because they're adults. We raised them up to get to a point where what we have embedded in them is allowing them to fly their nest. So we got to be confident in how we have raised them. They know that we poured into them what we could pour into them. We did the best job that we can do as that parent. So take that time, and I will say it, and I will continue to say it. And it's not even just for single parents, but it's just for anybody that has so much responsibilities that they're carrying on their shoulders, because we're carrying it all on our shoulders. We're carrying it. And when that shoulders get way down and way down and way down, what are we going to do? Either we're going to fight to get out or we're going to throw in the towel. And we don't want to get to either one of those points. We don't want to get to either one of the points of throwing in the towel or either giving up. We want to get to that point in our life where we say, you know what? These are the boundaries. This is what I can do. I'm not saying we ain't not going to still be moms and dads. Not going to still be that. We're still going to be that. But we know our boundaries. We've set our boundaries for ourselves and for our children. What are we going to do? What we're not going to do? How are we going to move? What we're going to not move? Okay? So you got to make sure you're taking that time. You got to make sure you are really cloning into making you happy and succeed. So don't forget, take that time for you. You deserve it. It's warranted. It's needed. It is part of your DNA now because your children are going to leave. You want to still be alive. You want to still be vibrant. You want to still be vigilant when your children go. So take the time for you no matter what. Take it. And if you're an empty nester now, still take the time for you. Don't lose your way. And it's okay to be alone. It's okay for our kids to be out doing their thing. Remember what we have entrusted in them, what we've poured into them. So make sure you take care of you now.